Hi. Oh,
Yeah, that's how the whole crew got together. And right
all
now,
right.
what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Yo, finally, welcome to Cousin Roy's Corner, bitches. Finally, we are here. This is our first NBA show. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to my homeboy, Way Dog. Way, what's up, man? You good, bro?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Thank you.
Shout out. And this my homeboy, the commish Joe. Ladies and gentlemen, say what's up to Joe, baby. Woo!
Hey, how's it
So what's
going?
going
Thank
on,
you
man?
for inviting me.
Hey, all good, brother. I've been wanting to do this for ages. Alright, we did a little bit here and there last year, but at the time I was attached to a different crew, so to speak. But no, I mean, I got my own shit up. I feel that there's a lot of things to talk about in the NBA, and sitting down and listening to you guys in the group, there's always been some interesting stuff that maybe the pundits and the Stephen A's and the Perks and the Rose they don't cover. You know, they always talk about the inside and the deep shit and all that, but guys like us who actually buy the jerseys, buy the cable, watch the game, you know, we actually I've noticed we sometimes tend to look at it in a different way. So that's why I wanted to get this channel up. I felt sometimes we are free, we can talk about it. And for you guys out there, in case you're wondering, me and Joe are in we play fantasy. So I'm only been playing this for 2 years. And then this year, Wei and we joined another group and then we started our own thing just for fun. And that group is just playing it for fun. There's no, I mean, some guys are maybe a bit try hard, but Wei doesn't really roster properly. I missed a few weeks, you know, because of like personal tragedy, and some of the guys sometimes they're busy. But having played that fantasy right this past 2 years has actually made the game more interesting for me. I can't lie. It's been nice seeing the stats and all that, seeing how the player going. You want to wake up in the morning and actually check the result.
Yes.
So we are going to do definitely a lot more fantasy shows in the future because I think the picks and all that are incredible. But today, guys, I want to talk about what's been happening in the NBA. So let's start off with this Russell Westbrook to LA. Now, I just want to say my personal opinion on Russ. Yeah, the guy can ball. Yes, the guy is high energy. Yes, the guy is, you know, on the court 120%, all out. I don't give a shit. I'm just going to go try to get that W. However, my opinion, this has always also been his downfall. Like we've talked about him being a ball hogger and all that, but it's undeniable he can shoot. At 32, he's gone to so many teams. It's not clicked anywhere. I don't see how it can click here. Wait, talk to me, Wei. Russell LA, bro.
Well, you know, the difference between the other teams he's played with is he's never played with LeBron, I guess. You know, like everyone says Durant this and Durant that, but LeBron's a bit more unselfish. Plus, at this age of his career, he's older. You know, more injuries, so he's gonna have to kind of lean on, you know, supporting cast more. So I think it's his best chance for Russell to win a championship, to get a ring, but no guarantees, obviously, because you know they're both players who need the ball in their hands, and it's gonna depend a lot on the chemistry, I think.
Joe? Hey, by the way, Joe or Joey?
Joe.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Joe, hit me.
Yeah. I don't think Lakers has finished the moves because at the moment there's only 5 people on the roster on the contract. So I'm sure they will be getting other players. It really depends on who they get. But I think Westbrook, he's still a good player. Obviously, this decision making wise, you know, sometimes it can be a bit interesting. I think Westbrook would be able to maybe, you know, help Lakers during regular seasons. In that, you know, AD's, you know, he's always injured. You know, LeBron is getting older, so I think they need someone who can carry the ball. You know, always put 110% every single game. So during regular season, I think Lakers should be okay. But when playoff comes, it's gonna be interesting how that turns out, because LeBron, I would say when, during the last 3 minutes, LeBron will want to have the ball in his hand. And he needs someone who can play good defense, who can shoot. If Westbrook, I don't think he hasn't been able to show that he can do either of those. So yeah, I think if that's the case, I think Lakers can probably do well in regular season, get into playoff, but to win a championship, they probably need another 2 or 3 pieces to be able to do that.
What are the rumors now? Who else they are going to get? Because you got to say LeBron James wanting to play every game and every season. I respect that. I really respect that because I think guys like Kawhi and all that copying it out with the lame ass load management bullshit. In the end, it got him nowhere. Sure, the guy has to look after his health, franchise play and all that, but that's why I always love LeBron. The guy, no matter what, he'll always try to get on the court. Next year is 38, right? This season 38?
36, I think 36.
So this season is 36, then next season is going to be 37. Several injuries knocked him out. Now, if he is trying to what are the other pieces? That's what I'm trying to say. What are the other pieces that he would need then? So yesterday somebody said something interesting like, hey Jason, what's up, man? Somebody said something interesting like he would be a better Rondo. Who's the one who said that yesterday? Hey, what's up, Jason? Can you hear me?
I did, I think.
You're the one who said, right? He's a better Rondo. Yeah, can you elaborate on that a little bit, Joe? What's the difference between the two?
Because he can rebound, he can assist, he can score. So he's a better version of Rondo. Rondo is like that. Well, I think when he was in Lakers, he basically can facilitate, can make certain decision. But I think Westbrook at this stage, I think he's still a better, he's at least more athletic. But Rondo helped Lakers win the championship by, basically made all the 3 points in the playoff.
That's true.
And he know the opponents play really well. So in that regard, Westbrook, that's why I say, regular season he's better than Rondo because Rondo cannot play every game, and he just can't. But in the playoff, then it's a different story. But just comparison, because I think the reason they're getting Westbrook is they just want to have another ball handler.
I believe so.
Someone who can get the ball across the court, and just let LeBron rest a bit. I think Westbrook can definitely do that.
Jason, what do you think of this fella? Westie to Lakers, bro. What the hell, man? All the LeBron James haters like, yo, maybe I'll support LeBron this year.
I'm one of those brothers. I like Westbrook. I like how he plays hard. He doesn't have any friends. I like how no nonsense he is. But whether he'll win, I don't know. But if someone can help him win, it will be LeBron. I think. I'm gonna jump on the Lakers bandwagon. I'm gonna go for him this year to beat KD.
I've been on the LBJ bandwagon since the guy was drafted. But wait, remember we were saying about? I remember sometime back, you, me, and Jay, we were talking. We were saying how Westbrook. Remember all that how KD used to tease him and say, "Oh, guys, I was doing a triple-double."
Dirty attitude, man.
Yeah, and if he's going to come here now, and LeBron loves to hold the ball in the playoffs, he's holding the ball all the time. So regular season, they need someone to take a load off LeBron James. Okay, fine, this guy is the best. He's only 32. I still think he's peaking, right? And then he's the number one triple-double, whatever. But if he's going, in my opinion, and you guys please jump in on this. If he's going to go in there and continue to try and get triple-double without trying, maybe prioritizing the team, I don't know how that's going to go. Hit me.
I think the second half of the Houston season showed you, right? He was actually in very good form. He was actually helping the team out. He can adapt his game. It remains to be seen how much. But he did change his game for Harden. I thought when he left Harden, it was because of Harden's seedy, dirty attitude. Always coming up late, the team bent over backwards. It was showing his professionalism by wanting to actually move.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I heard.
You're right. Like, you know, he matured a lot in Houston. I think he kind of, you know, allowed Harden to be the pro, you know, the alpha, and I think that'll leave him in good stead in LA. Plus, they got AD in the middle, which they didn't have, you know, a dominant big man in Houston. So I think he can. He's different from the OKC Westbrook that everyone hated, you know, us included. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's older now. He wants to have a ring. He doesn't want to retire, you know, with that precursor of his head, you know, one of the greatest players never to have a ring, etc. Like some of our great players in the 90s and shit. So I think he's smart enough to know that he's got to play second fiddle sometimes, and other times when LeBron and AD may be a bit hurt or a bit tired, that he's got to step it up.
So what else have we heard about any other trades the Lakers are doing, Joe? Did we? I'm sorry, maybe I might be missing out a little bit because this one just threw me for a loop.
I've seen news about the Lakers is trying to get Buddy Hills. At the time, they were deciding between Buddy Hills versus Westbrook. But I think it's still possible they're getting both players. I think if they're getting Buddy Hills, it will be a very good move for Lakers. But I think I don't know whether, you know, at the moment, I think there's a lot of things that they need to do before that. They probably need to re-sign a few players and do sign and trade. Yeah, it's not easy. They definitely need to get at least one or two good shooters, and they need to resign. THT and, you know, Russo, for example. They don't have shooting guard. They don't have small forward, and I don't even know who is playing center at the moment. I think AD would need to play center. If not, it's gonna be very difficult for Lakers.
So was it okay to give up Kuzma and Harrell? Was it okay to give up Kuzma and Harrell for Westie? All of you, what do you all think? Too much?
I think Kuzma was on the way out there anyway. I think everyone was disappointed in Kuzma, to be honest. So I think he was.
Like he didn't live up to the expectations. Okay, so what about Harrell? He would have been gone anyway. Yeah. Okay, Harrell. They got him 1 year, only 2 years or whatever. 1 year, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, nobody's excited. Yo, sorry, I just saw all through your faces, guys. Like, man, ain't nobody give a shit about Montez. Fucking Kuzma, get him the fuck out of here, bro. Nobody gave a shit. Okay, so that means seems like there might have been a bargain and 2022 second round pick, right, to get Rusty, something like that. Okay, so it's decided Westie going to Lakers is a good move. The bargain, the deal was worth it. And
I think it was expensive. I think from an NBA perspective and a fan's perspective, it's interesting, right? It's always interesting when there's shifts in the league. Not completely sure if it will work. I think the attitude's there to go and try. It will be fascinating. I do think it's expensive. I don't know how they're going to fill in their rosters. I think that's going to be a pretty big challenge. But, you know, from a fan perspective, it's fascinating. On a side note, go to the Celtics.
Hey, okay, I'll get to that. Now, the bookies right now have Nets at plus 225 to take the title. Second, Lakers. Talk to me, man.
There's no reason that the Nets should have moved up. There's no reason that the Nets are now better than the Bucks, for example. You know what I mean?
That's right. Better than the Bucks. Yeah. There's no reason, isn't it?
They still got beaten by the champs. So they haven't made any moves that are, you know, of note that I think move them up.
I think the move that they made was so you've got a year down the track. No one can guarantee health, but I don't know that Giannis could have done it. And I'm a massive Giannis fan, but I don't think he could have gotten over Brooklyn.
Yeah. No, nobody.
Even if it was just a second fiddle there, even one of the two second fiddles were reasonably healthy, and I think he would have gotten across the line. But good on him.
Yeah, good for him. for 26 to get title. But Joe, I want to ask, did you ever think that the Nets were title contenders this year that just passed?
Yeah, for sure. I
Really,
think
yeah, bro?
if we
Oh shit.
if both all three or even 2 out of 3 were healthy, they can definitely win it all. Because KD, like he nearly, if that was a 3, he made that, just a 5 inches difference. He would have beat Bucks, right? And then they will have won the championship, I think.
Wow. Okay.
And then so yeah, it's I think they still the favorite going in next season. If Harden can somehow back in shape, because there was a lot of drama last year that he just looked like he's like 20 pounds overweight.
Straight up.
That's why he
Whole
got
season.
injured. And Kyrie, hopefully, he just his problem is just when he's on the court, he's unbelievable. But he just he gets injured. He's just small. So I think Nash will need to do something probably more clever. Try to rest them during the regular season. Maybe they just have 2 on the court, and then somehow there's some sort of overlap, and get them ready for playoff. And if they are healthy, I think they are. It's very hard to beat them.
But wait, don't you think we will see more drama this year? The 3 of them are some of the biggest egos I've ever seen in the NBA. Okay,
if people are talking about LA drama, the Nets didn't make it, past the final, and like you said, 3 huge egos that already failed last year. They're going to feel it even more this year. I mean, Kyrie's a great player on the court, but off the court, he's just a crazy, flat Earth conspiracy theorist.
Durant, sensitive.
Durant, sensitive on the tweets, and Harden, just wants to go party with the fucking R&B stars and shit.
And the strippers, bro.
Clubs
what's happening
during
Leo?
the pandemic. So I don't wish ill on the Nets, but I just find it hard to see how they're gonna bring it all together to go all the way. I think they'll do well, but all the way, I think is unless one of the 3 becomes the sheriff, and keeps them all in line. But I don't think Durant is.
I thought they were trying to do that last season anyway, when Kyrie, let James Harden become a point guard, let him handle the ball. And I think they, because it's their decision to play together. So I think they know that they need to do something to show the world. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a disaster. And I think Nets, I believe all 3 of them are eligible to sign an extension.
Gotcha.
So I think Nets has the ability to sign all 3 for another 3 or 4 years this summer. And I think if they are all, if they decide to do that, then that means they have some sort of consensus. Otherwise, one of them, or they probably want to go somewhere else.
You know why I'm like this, bro? I felt like we've watched the game, and I always feel like you guys are more knowledgeable in this. Even till today, I cannot really memorize all the teams in the East and West, but I love to watch the game. I love the sport. So from my side of looking at it, right, I don't see enough teamwork. You see, reason is like it's become such a way that NBA players who are very, very good in the team tend to tell the coaches what to do. Okay, yeah, we got LeBron, we got KD, but I don't see it. I mean, in Golden State Warriors last night, it was fucking Draymond with his big mouth, and he was pissing off Steve Kerr. Nash is young, so this is where I'm coming from. Nash is young. He's never won a title also, so whatever. He's in Brooklyn and he's white. Okay, Brooklyn is predominantly black neighborhood. And now he got these 3 guys. Harden and his bullshit last year. Okay, now he may be working hard. KD came back from injury, and man, I got so much respect for him, the way he actually came back from that Achilles, right? And playing like that. I want to see how Klay Thompson compares with him. And then you got Mr. Sensitive, but touch. The kid, I saw a picture of a kid flies, and I said I don't want to play for a week. Bro, You pay almost 30 million plus and you're acting like a bitch. Okay? So if this guy is supposed to be the key, and then some world disaster happens in the season, and then you say, oh, there are bigger things, there are more important things than this. Okay, then they go on a stretch of 2 weeks or with 6 games, and they don't win. Jack win 1 game. Boom, first place to third place. I see this happening. I really do. I see this happening. And I don't.
You're right.
Yeah, right? Are you telling me the whole season, Joe? The whole season, Joe, we're not even going to see one incident of this. So just say they still make it to the top 8, make it to the playoffs. You're telling me, oh, I was messed up, then I can just turn it on.
I think Nets brought in James Harden as an insurance because Kyrie is just an X factor. You don't know what he's gonna do next. So I think even just without Kyrie, with just James Harden and KD, they still a favorite contender because they can just outscore people. I mean, but Kyrie still, if they can give Nets a good 50 to 60 games during regular season, and if he stays healthy during playoff, I still like their chances. Because I think they have the talent. Obviously, chemistry with another year, they should improve that. But the ego management side, I think Nash has done a good job. Because obviously all 3 of them, they don't need all the X and O's, right? But it's just that kind of ego management in relationship management. I think he gives them good freedom, and he knows from an ex-player, he knows all the ins and outs of I guess NBA season. I think KD actually respects Nash. I think that's
okay
because he's the best player.
I can agree with that. Yeah. Okay, Wei. Okay, I'm gonna wait until Jason come back. We can come back to these. Wei, let me throw this to you, bro. Let me throw this to you. 4 and 25, and Ben Simmons makes a 3. The 4 and 25. Wei, where should Ben Simmons go?
Anywhere. He should get out of Philly. He needs to get out of that situation.
He should go and play in Italy.
Can't get along with that dude. And he's just trashed his own reputation this offseason, poor guy. I think any move out would be good. I think he needs to go somewhere less of a big market for his sake. I don't know what he thinks of that, but maybe somewhere like Toronto. I don't know how the contracts match up and salary caps, but I heard Lowry is a possibility to be on the move. Lowry's older, so they could possibly swap some pieces and put something together there. But yeah, if I was Ben Simmons, I'd be wanting out. And if I was the Sixers, I'd definitely want him out because they're putting all the chips on Embiid. Embiid almost had an MVP season, and I think they need someone who can help Embiid. But that person just unfortunately not Ben Simmons.
Where you like to see him go, bro?
Me?
Simmons.
I'd like to see him go to Toronto. I think less of a big market in terms of the NBA, and I think less pressure. He can
Toronto
kind of work on his game.
Damian Lillard, right? No, that's
Toronto's.
Sorry, Toronto is this guy Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry.
Okay, Robert Covington is not that. Sorry.
Small market, like they could get a few. They could swap him for like a few smaller pieces and somewhere like Minnesota, where Karl Anthony Towns is. Team him up with another big man, try it again, but like less pressure, and maybe he's got to work on his game.
He got to work on his game. Yeah, do you rate him as a shooter? I never did, man.
Kind of all over. He's kind of, to me, he's a bit all over the place. He's a bit of this and a bit of that. So I think he's got to work on something that can be his bread and butter strength.
So it was all of the media hype, right? Oh, Ben Simmons is passing like Magic Johnson. Whoa, I never seen anybody so silky smooth with the passing. 4 and 25. And I was like, probably had a bit too many of the 4 and 25. Playoffs, I don't know where he went, man. The other guys were playing better. Seth Curry had COVID. I had him in my fantasy. So I followed the guy. I was watching a lot of Sixers game. Maybe only 1 or 2 games I saw him play well, you know. Like, Joe, where would you think is a good place for Simmons to end up?
Well, it's I think I like the Toronto one. I haven't read too much about the Toronto trade, but I think if he goes to Toronto, that for Kyle Lowry, I think it would suit his game because they've got good shooters and defenders, and then he can probably just focus on what he does best. But I'm just not sure whether he wants to go there though. I think he's always want to go to a bigger market, you know, LA, New York. But the thing is, I don't know whether he wants to go to big market, but you know, I don't know whether he can handle that spotlight.
Exactly.
He needs to be able to, I guess, increase his shooting ability and do that. Yeah, so it's hard.
Okay, let me throw this there. So Ben Simmons here has he has another 4 more years and Australian dollars, 194 million Australian dollars to run because he did a fantastic 425. So it only expires in 2025 from what I'm reading here. That's a big contract, man, to put on somebody who scored jack shit in the playoffs. What the hell? Okay. So small market that could afford him. We are if like the Timberwolves or the I want to call Mavericks a small market because they haven't done shit lately, but I'll just follow on that. The Kings, the Wolves. Who else am I missing out here, guys? Smaller market.
Poland. I think I heard about rumor about CJ McCollum for Ben Simmons.
Wow, CJ is a good player though.
Because they contractually they have the similar contract. I think Ben Simmons is 1 year more, I think, but so I think it works financially. But it's only if Dame Lillard I guess is okay with it. I think Dame also wants out. So
let's talk about that. Let's talk about that then. Damian Lillard, man. Yesterday, I was checking out. So he kind of did a PC press conference, right? And kind of said that, hey, these things are getting way out of hand. I haven't asked for anything. What do you all suspect actually going on, Way? Do you think he really wants to move?
I think he's open. I think he's open to either. He's probably spoken to team management, and said, I'm happy to stay if you bring pieces. But if you want to move me and you can get a good deal, then I'm happy to go as well. But just make sure it's to a contender.
You think he should go?
Which is why he's saying he hasn't demanded. I think he should go. I think it's a bit stale there now for him. That could all change though. Obviously, if they get like a superstar for McCollum and someone else. But I think tell me what you guys think. Somewhere like Boston, I think he could. They switch him for like what's his face, Jaylen Brown, and maybe someone else.
Joe, you think?
Team him up with Jason Tatum.
Of that move?
In Boston.
Boston, huh? Wow.
I think he's always played in a small market too. He's coming to the end of his career. I think he want to go to a big market, but also a contender. What else have I got? The other
plus two.
The other maybe I've got is maybe Spurs, because Popovich is coaching at the Olympics, and we all know Popovich is very sneaky. So I think he might be putting in the talents to try and get Lillard at San Antonio. Maybe for DeRozan or who knows. I'm not really. I can't remember who else San Antonio have on their roster, to be honest.
Murray and White, the two guys.
Derek White. Oh, right. Yeah, Derek White. He was injured so much last year. This season, I mean.
Yeah, I hate him. It's he only played like good 5 games for me.
Yeah. He was always injured, right? Came 2 weeks out, 2 weeks out. Yeah, I saw the guys in both the leagues dropping him constantly and then picking him back. Yeah. I forgot about the Spurs, man. Yeah. So Lillard to the Spurs, huh? I mean, boring ass team. I would say.
But in saying that, I think if Dame, because if he wants, if he were to move elsewhere, he wants to win a championship, then I think he should go probably Eastern Conference. If he stays in West, it's still the same thing, because Spurs, is not so different to Poland in terms of where they are standing wise and all that. So they still have to go through Lakers, Clippers, Denver, Dallas, it's challenging. Whereas in East, I mean, there's 2 or 3 good teams, but it's relatively they guaranteed to get into playoff. But when you get into playoff, anything can happen. So
what do you guys think of New York? What do you think of New York?
Yeah,
New York is good.
Somebody said Simmons might have to look at New York. So okay, Stephen A was I know everyone's favorite podcaster, Stephen A. Cleveland A. Smith. Stephen A. said yesterday one of the market they should look at is probably New York, because apart from the RJ Barrett, Quickly's potential, RJ Barrett's potential. Randall was the best player, but it's the Knicks. They still shit. They made the playoffs, but the season is weird. I want to see a proper season, and then see how they play. So some were saying that maybe Ben Simmons or New York should consider taking him. They have the space, the cap salary space. What you all think, man? I think if Ben Simmons goes to New York, he's not going to make them to a title contender.
What if both Ben Simmons and Damian Lillard goes to New York?
Okay.
Would that be possible?
Yeah.
If they have the space, and then they both want to probably win and go to big market. And I think Dan will work with Thibodeau because their work ethic are all very, very good. Yeah. And then they've got Randall as well. So that will form a big 3, I think. And I think that will be a very, very good team. They've got defense. They've got shooting. They've got good coaching.
Jason, Ben Simmons to New York. This is one of the things that is happening, because he's definitely got to leave 76ers. If he plays next year, he's going to be booed off the court. Where do you think he should land? He's got 4 more years, 194 million Aussie dollar contract.
He would be a nice fuck up move for the Nets. Trade him and fuck it up.
Yeah, can you imagine? Nobody's got a chance to hold the ball there after this, Only the 4 guys will be having the ball.
No, not the 4 guy, brother. Form a new big 3. New big.
So
get rid of Harden. Get rid of Harden. Put Simmons in and screw it up.
Oh my god, man, that would be crazy if he actually did go to freaking New York, man. I'd be like, what? They'll get a lot of eyeballs on themselves, but I think it'll be a clusterfuck. These guys were saying that some of the markets can look like the smaller markets, and then we suddenly came to New York because up and coming team got the cap space. I
like New York.
Yeah.
I think they're a blue. It's funny, right? They're a blue collar team at the moment. I mean, apart from the fact that the city is glitzy and all that stuff, but they have hardworking people. They've got they don't have any superstars. They've got probably really 1 star. It's. But what do you trade? Do you trade for him and get rid of draft assets and?
Yeah, I mean, they because Nets got good free players. Joe, what's the white boy's name? Joe something. They got the white boy, Bruce Brown. They played kind of decent. The other guy. Joe
Harris.
Yeah, Joe Harris. There you go. White boy, Joe Harris. You had this guy, Bruce Brown. I thought Bruce Brown was decent. I think Bruce Brown, you give him more minutes, he can play well. They got him from Detroit. And that center, the young boy with the brown blonde hair, he's okay. I mean, I don't think he's great, but with more time, they could improve. The
biggest obstacle I see for Simmons to New York is that Thibodeau was Rivers' assistant at Boston when they won the championship. So I don't think Rivers would burden his protege, not really protege, but his former assistant with a shit player like Simmons. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't do anything.
He's a Thibodeau type player, though. Thibodeau doesn't care about offense. He's all about D. The problem with Simmons is his work ethic's not really there. Although he's all about the D.
New York is all about distractions, right?
Yeah, and he's good. He's good with that, right?
He'll be happy to do that.
So that's
He'll
an
be
issue.
happy to do that for sure.
Okay. Philly and LA are close. Okay, straight up. That's why he went out with Kendall. But Kendall's been tossed around like the town bicycle, so whatever. Ain't shit. If he goes to a smaller town contract, smaller town club and try to work on his game, also can. But I don't know, bro. I just feel like the media kind of hyped him up, bro, because they're jack shit to write about. And you want to hype up your local Philly team and all that, you go ahead. But Jason, let me just get you in a little bit on Damian Lillard. I like Damian Lillard as a player. I think he's a fantastic all-rounder. Underachieved whole life. Where
underachieved his whole life.
Never reached the finals. Even with CJ McCollum.
Who's around him, bro?
Yeah, only CJ, right? And
CJ is like a fourth option.
Yeah. So do you think like it's time for him to go?
If he wants to win, I think it's time for him to go. I don't think he can win there.
A piece of the Celtics? Would you give up a piece of the Celtics?
No.
Lillard?
I wouldn't give up Jaylen Brown for him. Jaylen Brown's a decade younger.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not a decade, but like 7-8 years younger. Jaylen Brown's coming up. I don't think the Celtics are going to win it anytime soon, but I think they've got a very good product there. It was interesting to see that Brad Stevens got moved to the GM role. That was interesting. Well, what are your thoughts on that?
That's indeed a surprise. Yeah, no one expected.
I think he lost his magic. I think he lost his touch.
I know he probably wanted to move on from coaching, or he's just been burned out. But I thought he was potentially moving to another team to coach. Never thought that he'll move to the GM role. But let's see how he made a few moves, and just see. I think there was a trade even happened yesterday.
I mean it's I think it's nothing.
They traded Thompson away.
Yeah.
I think did they get DeLon Wright from Sacramento?
They got two players back, didn't they? They got 2 players back for that.
Yeah, I think there was a trade yesterday.
I think the purpose of that was to dump to do a salary dump to free them up, to give them a little bit more flexibility.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure that his signature move at the moment, that was because it was his first move. It wasn't really massive. I didn't think.
I think Ben Simmons lost his touch already. I think since after that Isaiah year, when he had a perfect strategy how to use him and get into the playoffs and all that, after that it didn't work. I saw Terry Rozier's interview on I can't remember one of those NBA programs where he spilled the beans. He said, yo, we are in training with this punk Kyrie, right? And we're practicing all these set pieces and strategy and how to play. But the moment we get on the court, after the first 5 fucking minutes, all that is out the window. And it's okay, pass the ball to this dude and let him do whatever the fuck he wants. You see what I mean? So that was...
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, guys, just 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, so let's go. Apologize on that, guys. I don't know what's happening. Like I said, every day is something new. Usually you come out, you use the same link, you can actually get back. But I'll figure it out, man. It's all good. So yeah, let's continue. Where were we? Brad Stevens, Celtics. Where they should go? He lost his touch, he lost his magic. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Kemba Walker damaged goods, guys. I think Kemba Walker can't really do it. I had him 2 years ago. Last year I was watching him a little bit. He can't play. I think that's why they moved Brad Stevens. So I don't think Celtics are title contender this year. If Damian Lillard goes there, if Portland wants, an arm and a foot back, I don't think they can be title contenders, sir. That's where I'm at with this. Now, can I just quickly segue a little bit into this? Y'all were talking about Matthijs Thybulle, right, yesterday a little bit. And apparently, he's getting credit now online for being a very good defensive player, which means that Philly now might have a ready-made replacement for Ben Simmons. You all really rate him that highly, yeah? Thybulle guy. I haven't really seen him play that much, to be honest.
I didn't watch the game.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't watch the game.
Sure.
I watched the game. Yeah.
Yeah, they play really, really good defense. And he's always a defensive specialist. So, the fantasy that we play, I had him during my playoff.
Right.
Yeah, because if you need steal, he's the man to go. He can easily give you 4 defensive stats, 2 steal, 2 block every game. So yeah, but he does have a limitation in he can't really score. So that's something that if he can work on that, I think he will be a very, very good player in the NBA.
Okay. Well, I forgot just now. The Terry Rozier story happened. I think Kyrie was there 3-4 years ago, right? And ever since that, those years have gone by, I haven't seen the Celtics really improve. So, yeah, okay, Celtics. If you're hearing us, put a bid in for Lillard so we can talk about it. Now, let's see other trades. I'm just having a quick look this morning. I'll see what's up. Other trade: Derek Favors, whatever. He's going to OKC. Landry Shamet, nobody cares. I guess he was in Nets. He's not going to. Ricky Rubio. Time passed already, right? He's going to Cleveland. He's being passed around like nobody's business. Hey, what happened? Did Ray lose? Where you lost,
Where's
son?
gone?
His internet dropped.
Bro? He's gone to eat a vermicelli crab.
Shit. Hey, who you all think are the title contenders this year? For this season?
Damn.
Well, free agency starts in 2 days. So I guess I think there's gonna be some moves. It really depends on that, but I think the contender at the moment still, I mean, from East will still be saying Nets, Bucks, Philadelphia. Probably Atlanta will be still in the mix, but I don't know whether they how far they can go. West is still 2 LA teams, I think, and then probably Phoenix. Dallas is moving up, I think. What else? Yeah.
Okay, Jason.
I'm not. It's interesting, Atlanta, right? Atlanta. That was a big surprise. I think they need to make some moves.
They even wanted to let go John Collins, before the start of the season. Yeah, look how keeping him has kept them. Let me see. John Collins likely to resign with Hawks. Lou Williams also may return. Not enough, right? To win a
Not
title.
enough. I think they overachieved. I think Trey's unbelievable, but he's inefficient. He's an inefficient scorer. Like I didn't realize because I never watched any of his games until I watched the finals. I didn't realize he shoots so bad from 3 because that's his signature trademark, right? Everything's like such long range.
He was injured. He was injured
in the finals.
The round before he tweaked his high ankle sprain. So before he injured his injury, he played unbelievable. But after high ankle sprain usually takes about 8 weeks to come back, and some people will take longer. And then he came back in 1 week. So I think if he hadn't injured himself, it's really hard to say. They might have a chance to at least be very competitive with Bucks. And I think DeLon Wright, they just signed DeLon to the trade with, I think, 3-team trade with Boston and Sacramento. So DeLon Wright is a really good player as well. I think he can probably complement Trey next year. So they might need to, I don't know, in terms of front court, their rookie last year had a shoulder surgery. So that's a big loss to them. So, but I think hopefully he will come back around March, and then I think they're still a good team. I think Trey, I've seen some documentary about him. He just seems he's like 10, 11. He's always been a winner.
Oh.
He just ice. That's why they call him ice Trey. He just basically made very, very tough shots, and he can drive the team. So I think I like his attitude. He's a bit like Michael Jordan, Kobe like. So yeah,
Okay.
but I think they probably still don't have the talent to beat team like Nets or Bucks. Yeah, but they can still get some players through free agency.
Okay, so that means I think okay, Atlanta could be a title contender. Okay.
Who's a better player, right? So you talk about he's got a winning attitude and he's got crazy talent, right? Because he is crazy talent. Lillard, Trae Young.
Let's see. I would take Lillard because of the experience, but I think for longevity with so many games in a year and whatever, Trae is my guy right now. And also because Lillard's been in one place for a long time, playing under the same coach for a while. Well, not same coach, Portland changed coaches, but he's been there for a long time. They changed coaches, yeah. But to come here, maybe fresh start. Yeah, you guys also were saying sometimes fresh start, fresh head, fresh everything. Everything you're looking at is all new. Your whole surroundings, it might sort of trigger your brain in a way, right? Oh, man, that endorphins, daily endorphins instead of the grind. Okay, you're in Portland all the time, cold weather, whatever the shit, go train and all that. It could be good. I don't know. It sometimes comes down all the way down to the money. Like New York doesn't want to pay because the owner is a dipshit. And then you got Lakers want to pay a lot, but the taxes in LA is so high. And then you got teams like Dallas with Houston, both in Dallas and Houston are both in Texas, and there's no tax. But nobody wants to go there and play. Nobody. Harrison Barnes had 2 more years left, 18 million. The club before he was there was a tax rate of 40%. He went to Dallas, he got all that money. All that money, but nobody wants to go to Dallas and play. So it tells me that, okay, these guys have their head in the right place and they're telling themselves, what, screw the money. At the end of the day, we got to try our level best to try and win a title. So if Damian Lillard, his last year's contract, you cannot change it. So some club has to pay for it. But in the subsequent years, when you're 33, 34, 35, 36, if you're going to sign a huge contract like CP3, getting paid almost 40 million a year, look what's happening now.
44, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not really a big CP3 fan. I liked him in the past. But then when I heard he's trying to be a little bit of an Uncle Tom, and when I heard players criticizing him, I lost a little bit of, I didn't like him that much. Now, of course, he walked off the court, saw loser, didn't go and shake hands, man. Get the hell out, man. You don't want to teach kids this kind of shit. But he's a champion, man. No, he's a great player. Bullshit.
Isaiah style.
Yeah, get the fuck out. Isaiah went and blamed the Celtics walking off. Who the fuck is Chris Paul going to blame? I thought it was a chump move. So now he still has 1 more year. Oh, yeah, he still has a huge contract at that age.
He's got a player option this season, right? You're talking about CP3?
Yes.
Yeah, he's got a player option. I think he probably declined. It's 44 mil, man.
I think he wants to sign another 3-year deal.
Yeah, he wants to get longer guaranteed money.
Yeah.
So do you guys?
But it's interesting, right? Like 44. So he'll have to drop down 10 plus mil this at least, right?
I think
this
so.
season.
I believe so too. Yeah, how are you going to play 3 years?
If you were him and you've earned over 200 plus million or 300 plus million in your career, would you take the player option? Just opt in, and then back yourself to get another 2-year deal or 3-year deal.
Like, you know how the players always lie about injuries, say they're not injured at all, I'm totally fine. I think this guy is crocked. So if he knows
he's injured,
I think he's injured. I think he's crocked. I think he played a lot this year. He got injured in the playoffs also, in these finals, and then he came.
Yeah, like two times, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, once, and the second one was COVID.
That's right. So I feel that he's crocked. He's not really fully fit. He's getting super old. If he's smart and he wants 90 million instead of 44 next year, he'll have to take a cut. But I just don't know who wants to pay so much. If he won this year, he won't have this conversation. Phoenix will sign him back. But he didn't. So the flaws were exposed, right?
It'll be interesting to see if they. I think the odds on is that they said they'll do a deal in Phoenix, but it'll be interesting to see who wants to take him.
Phoenix still has the cap space, right, Joe?
It really depends because this year I think they have a lot of big decision to make because they need to work out what's the center's name? DeAndre Ayton.
My guy
He's
in my
up
fantasy.
Yeah. So, but he's been unbelievable in the
Yeah.
playoff.
Oh, he was good, man. Respect.
So he's up for a rookie extension. Well, he can sign a max contract. I think that's
a rookie. A rookie
Yeah.
max.
Yeah, rookie max, and also Bridges. He's also up for
I like Bridges. He did well. He did really well.
So they both can demand max contract. If that's the case, I think CP3, if he also wants max, then I don't know Suns whether they have the money to pay. And because the owner, what's his name? He's not being, I think
he doesn't like luxury tax.
He doesn't like, So I have the feeling
Robert Sava.
They might let CP3 go, if that's the case.
Hey, when that trade happens, I'll call you. We're gonna do a show. That's the CP3 thing. I like that because most talked about player this year, I think, apart from Giannis, I believe so. Every week there'll be CP3 stat every week, and I had him in my fantasy, the one with you, Joe. Yeah, he was aight.
Yeah.
The assists and all that was top. DeAndre Ayton, I'm disappointed because the previous season for a late pick, he was scoring on average 20 points, 25, 24. Of course, they were losing, they were ass. But he was good fantasy. This year,
yeah.
What the hell, man? 8 points, 10 points, 12 rebounds. I was telling
Simmons, man. Simmons.
who took Simmons this year? And I was and the guy who took Trey didn't have a good start also to the season. Then in fantasy,
I had Trey.
Yeah, Trey.
I had Trey, and I had one other bum player. That's why I came second last.
There you go. So now we look. Okay, so CP3 contract is too big. Do you guys think Phoenix Suns should re-sign him? I like that stump. I like the stump. I need to think about this. It's like Chuck. I guarantee. I put my hand down. Chuck.
I think I would prioritize to resigning Aiden and Bridges. If I need to make a choice.
No, you make a good manager, man. Straight up. Yeah, go ahead.
Even though he can bring in culturally he's good for the franchise, but I think with him already have he's been there for 1 year. I think hopefully Booker has learned a great deal from CP3 and everybody. I mean the franchise as a whole. And with if Booker can keep that winning mentality, I think hopefully they can still keep that momentum going. Because CP3 with another year older, he's just too small. Even though he's very smart, he can't stay on the court for the playoff. I think I would rather use that money for another good player who can help them. I think it's
youth over wisdom, is it?
Yes.
So you want the longevity, okay? Jason?
Flip it. Cousin Roy Potato Head is now CP3.
Okay.
If you want to win, where do you go? If you're the master of your destiny, I don't think you're going to get it done in Phoenix. Where do you go? You got 300 mil, man. You've got 300 plus mil. The dollar's a dollar, but you got 300 plus mil.
Okay, let me see. Good question. I would say.
Are you talking about CP3? Where is he going to go to win?
Where would he go if you were CP3? Where would you go if your legacy? If this is to cement your legacy, where do you go?
I feel Lakers, but Westbrook was not there. I don't know, man. Maybe not. Like he could help the Hawks. So there's 1, 2, and 3.
Can he? Sorry, you go.
No, I'm done.
Can he go back to Clippers to finish his career And Clippers need a PG.
Totally, right? They totally need a PG.
Yeah.
But they're probably not going to get it done this year. Kawhi's out.
True. But
Clippers, huh?
yeah, he can come back for playoff. And
I like it how you pick up the 30 $40 million and you just play a few games. I like that. I like how it's guaranteed for them.
Yeah. You only play half the season, and then in the playoffs you're injured. It's okay. It's all good. You sit in the VIP section and watch the game. Clap. Get the hell out. The boys damaged. Okay, so CP3 to Clippers sounds interesting.
Because I'm sure Clipper fan will still somehow welcome him back, and then Steve Ballmer, he's got enough money to overpay him. Otherwise, I don't know where he can go to win.
That's a good question, huh? Like if I'm looking at contender teams, I would say Lakers, but I don't think he will have Lakers win a title all the way in the playoffs. I think if he went to Atlanta, he could help the team. I think if he went to Celtics, he probably could help the team. Get Kemba Walker out and then get these three: Tatum, Brown, and CP.
I thought hasn't Kemba been traded?
Let me check, bro.
Yeah, he's been traded.
I
He's
apologize
been traded.
if I missed that out. I apologize for that. He's been traded.
That was Steven's signature move.
Yeah.
Thus far.
Okay, so I'm looking here. Yahoo's by NBA rumor: Thunder exploring potential Kemba Walker trade from 2 days ago. Oh, you mean he's out of a contract, is it? Sorry, I didn't know.
No, he's been traded out of the Celtics. I thought they moved him earlier on.
Oh,
that was
to OKC, right? To OKC.
Okay,
yeah, to OKC.
You're right. I apologize. That's right. Okay. So he's out now. Then maybe CP to Celtics. Long history club, blah blah, crazy fans.
My understanding is that CP3 would like to stay close to home, which is LA. So that's why he chose Phoenix.
No tax as well, baby.
Yeah.
God,
Phoenix is Arizona. You're right.
That 44 is dropping hard, man.
Yeah.
Half gone in LA. That's it. Boom. And then next will go for your transport and your accommodation. I saw a documentary anyway. So, okay, I tell you what, we're going to do a show where we find out where the trade rumors for CP3 gets a little bit closer. Now, before I end this, I want to just quickly talk about how the Bucks performed this year and Giannis. Some are saying he's now legitimately, Shaq is giving him, all the accolades and all that.
Superman status.
Yeah. Do you think he is as good as they say he is, like legendary status just after his one title? Jason, talk to me first. Better than Shaq, better than this,
I don't think his CV at this point in time is all time.
Okay.
It's all time, right? What is he, 25? 26?
Yeah. Close, yeah. 26.
Defensive player, 2 MVPs, final MVP, and a chip.
He got the first set 4, yeah.
Now, the only other person who can potentially challenge him who's younger than him at this point in time is maybe Luka. But wow, Luka's got a hill to climb to get that kind of CV. But Luka's CV is all time. The question is now, how hard's that trajectory, and where do you peter out? He's not as good as Shaq for me, but in terms of age, he's better than Shaq. But in terms of overall career, nowhere close. Like, he's got a lot to prove left. But he's awesome.
Sure.
I agree. Yeah, I think he's definitely. I would. Yeah, I think the chip that he won really put him up to the I guess Hall of Fame conversation, and just that top 20 players of all time. I think
it's crazy. He's past KG, man. KG got it really late. He's past KG, man.
Yeah.
KG's hectic.
Yeah, and then because and then it just everything just he signed a huge extension to stay in Milwaukee, and doesn't matter, there's just so many injury, but he won for the franchise for in like 57 years or something. Yeah, so it's not many players have actually done that before, right? Play for your the franchise who would draft you, and then stay there and get people to come to play with you and win the championship. So he's definitely one of the greats. I think if he can, I don't know whether he can win another one. Given, at the moment, I think he's still I think Milwaukee is still one of the favorites. I think if he keeps doing what he does, he can definitely be one of the greats.
Can they win the title again next season? I know we haven't seen all the trades yet, but they got Drew and this guy Chris still there.
Middleton.
You think he can win again? Can they defend it?
For me, it comes down to health, right? And what happens in the trade. They'll definitely be up there in the East. I think they'll be better than Philly. I think they'll be fighting with the Nets to go and see. But who knows if if one of the players go down, maybe I think what happens when you win a chip doesn't always happen. But I think when you win a chip, especially with the role players. It's hard to call them role players, but they're the B and C stars, superstars. They get that much better. You would hope.
That's a good point.
They would get that much better, and I love him because he airballs and he doesn't care. He tries again.
Yeah.
And then what was it? 15 out of 17 or 17 out of 19, something insane like that.
Insane.
Yeah. Free throw, 17 out of 19.
Yeah, I had him fantasy for 2 years. I'll never pick him again, Giannis, because the features were shit. But when I saw him playing in the 2 freaking years in a row, man, I was thinking, okay, now I focus on the blocks or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, man. Yeah. My guy is actually Jokic. Like you said, Luka can be the guy who challenges him. I feel Jokic.
Jokic is, yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see how Murray comes back and see what's, we'll do a show about Jazz. I like to talk because that Murray thing really fucked them up, and he got tossed out in the 5th game. Over some tiny little shit. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. We should talk about it. Anyway, Joke is legit, man.
Yeah, he is.
He's
unbelievable.
Who's the best big man in the game today?
Big man. For me, it's
Jokic.
Yeah,
I would say Jokic.
Jokic, yeah. Because, man, he's past. I remember when Jay was telling me this boy is actually pretty good and all that. I said, a lot of people talking about it. So sometimes I have time in the morning because the game here is beautiful. It's in the morning, man. Boom. I was like, I remember messaging Jay straight away. I said, yo, Jay, this guy's unbelievable. He doesn't have any muscles or whatever. It's all skinny, but wow, that passing. That he's like a big CP3, but with silky smooth shots like KD. Oh man, that guy is just beautiful, and he doesn't Doncic talks too much sometimes in the game. Like during the COVID matches, you can hear the thing picking up. No, my God, the first cursing 48 minutes, cursing for 40 minutes, then I was like, yo, Doncic, shut the fuck up, man. Save that energy for the game, and then he's missing the 3-pointer, not losing the game. But Jokic, I don't see any of that. No chance. So anyway, I don't want to get too sidetracked. So we are in agreement that the Bucks can continue to win it because Drew is a good addition. Now they know how to win. This season was crazy because of all the injuries and the people missing matches because of COVID. So you can see the teams drop in the standings and then the playoffs and all that. The seedings and all that went awry. If next season is, better, I think it'll be kind of interesting to see whether the guys who don't have as many injuries can continue. I would like to, before I leave, just say that I think all eyes will again be on Lakers now because Russell is there. But I'm worried about LeBron. Don't think he can last. In my personal opinion, I think the one with the best chance to win it again would be Bucks. That's where I'm at. Last words from you guys.
I'd love it if the Bucks won again. Like I love that story that you did it the proper way.
Okay, with the club. Joe?
I've got to go, brothers.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you're almost done. Hey, thanks for joining, man. I appreciate it. I'll let you soon.
Cheers.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, brother. Joe, what do you think?
The favorite for next season,
Favorite.
I would still go with Nets, assuming they are healthy. But I do think Bucks will become even better next season. Just with the way Giannis, he's got one, and I think he will be very eager to win another one, and he know how to win now. So if he can fix up his free throw, and he's just, I agree with Shaq. He's just very, very dominant. He doesn't care what other thing, and then I think he just played an unbelievable finals. I think maybe that's NBA is starting changing. It's not just a 3-point shooting and then just a layup anymore. I think mid range might come back a little bit.
The 2-pointers, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's what happened in the playoff. Phoenix Suns, Milwaukee, even Clippers, right? Kawhi and I think they bring a bit of that mid-range game back. Which I think it's good for the game. I don't want to see team just shooting three. A bit like Olympics USA team now. Like all they do is shooting three.
Shoot.
They don't have any beats to.
Like lazy to attack the paint.
Exactly. Yeah.
Too much effort. I'm just gonna shoot, baby. Boom.
Yeah.
I feel you. I feel you on that. Okay. Hey, man, thank you so much for joining me. I'm so happy. We finally got this thing off the ground. We're gonna do more and more and more throughout the year. I think that we have a lot of fantasy knowledge here. Some of the guys are really, really good, including you. So let's do that. I think that fantasy thing is going to be very interesting this year. I'll get in touch with you soon. Joe, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for joining me, bro. And take care.
Right.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Guys, if you're watching this, remember to subscribe and like. And thank you very much for joining me at Cousin Roy's Corner. Till the next time, take care, guys. Bye.
Bring the funk back.